What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're going to be talking about Dead by Daylight, specifically perks. We're going to in this series we're going to be talking about killers and survivor perks, what they do, their power, who they're good on, and if they need a nerf or a buff, or if they're good in the way they are. I'm going to do 2 videos each day, one killer, one survivor perk, and at the end of each video I'm going to say if, at least these are my opinions, these are things I've come through playing the game, playing killers, playing survivor, playing against other players, whether they be good or bad or insane. None of the things I am saying are fact. Please be respectful when I put these out. If you do want to have a discussion, feel free to put comments in. I will respond. But please keep it respectful. I don't need anyone flaming me, saying, no, this perk's good, this perk, you just don't know how to use it, or you're just bad at the game. Please be respectful, because I will be respectful to you. If you are disrespectful and you just flame, I'm just going to delete your comment out of the video. Off the video. So, without further ado, start with the first killer perk. Nurse's Calling. Nurse's Calling is a nerf's perk from the nurse. There are survivors who are healing or being healed are revealed to you within the 28-meter range. This perk is actually pretty decent. It's though only on specific killers. The fork is mainly good on Nurse, Huntress, Wraith, and Ghostface. It's good on these killers because Nurse can just traverse really quickly to get to you if you're healing. If she sees you, Huntress can slap you with a hatchet from quite a distance if she sees you healing, and the Wraith and Ghostface have no terror radius. So giving them, these killers have advantages that they gain by seeing you with the Nurse's Calling. Most other killers do not. This perk really isn't very good on any other killer. Again, my opinion, not fact. It doesn't get played that very often, mainly due to the fact that there are just better perks, especially for specific killers, and mainly with how this game's going. Survivors are just getting better at playing the game. They just are, and the more survivors get better at playing the game, the faster generators go. And the faster generators go, the more gen protection you need. The higher you get, the more you'll need. When you're at lower ranks, lower MMR, you can pretty much play whatever the fuck you want and be fine. You can run no gen protection at all if you're playing against bad survivors. But the better the survivors, the better your build needs to be. Nurse's Calling, it really is iffy. If it's not good, at least in the state of where the game is now, it's not good enough. Do I think this perk needs a buff or a nerf? I do think Nurse's Calling could use a small buff, or a rather decent buff, to make it worth being used in the current format of the game, until the devs actually go through and balance the game, instead of just nerfing killers willy-nilly and putting out insane things for Survivor. An idea I have for Nurse's Calling is we could reduce the radius of where you can see survivors healing from 28 to 20 meters, but give it the secondary effect that survivors healing outside your terror radius, survivors can't heal outside your terror radius. So it makes the nurse's calling much better, especially for 110 killers. 110 killers having a 24 meter terror radius, which means they only have 4 meters of buffer before you see them healing, before the 110 killer can actually see you. Yes, it seems pretty strong. I do see it being really strong, but this takes a lot of the inability that killers have at leveraging their advantage, especially towards the end of the game. Once the game gets down to 2 or 1 gen left, and you are able to turn the game into a 3 gen situation, especially with the installment of boon totems and this boon circle of healing, this makes it so that survivors have to weigh their risk reward of healing. They can't just go on the other side of the map, put a boon totem down, come over, try to do a gen, get slapped, run back to the boon totem and heal, and come back and rinse, repeat, and eventually get the gen done regardless. You just end up losing and the game just prolongs, and there's nothing the killer can do. This at least makes it so that this killer has the ability to either stop you from healing and downing you while you're trying to heal and then go to the gen. And it allows you to play more tactical, more way on your risk reward. That's one idea. Another idea, if I said, that does sound really strong, but what we could do, give it kind of like a sloppy butcher thing. I feel at that point, if we're going to not do that where they can't heal, make it so that if they're healing outside of a radius, that it takes longer to heal, and it makes it stack with other healing slowdown. So another idea I had is increase the radius of a nurse's calling from 28 meters to 32 meters, making this so that 115 killers see you the moment the terror radius hits you. I don't think that's too strong, but also giving it the aspect that if they are healing outside your terror radius, it puts it makes them take maybe not that even that big of a slowdown. Maybe it makes them take 10% longer to heal. So slapping them with the Slay Sloppy Butcher and then having nurses calling on makes it so they take maybe 10-15 seconds longer to heal, which allows you to, through that, either try and maybe find them while they're healing, or it makes it so that they're not on gens longer. Of course, this may, and both of these might end up just changing the meta so that they start running perks that benefit survivors while they're healing, or while they're injured, I mean. But it also helps counteract the fact that medkits are really powerful. Boon Circle of Healing exists. Survivors healing each other is insanely quick. You smack someone and you pretty much, unless they're not efficient in any way, you're really not going to get that much leverage on playing like hit and run. The hit and run strategy about hitting them, walking away, going to another survivor, hitting them, and maybe coming back to the previous one that you hit, and then trying to down them, keeping them all injured. It is much weaker now, especially with because of all of the free healing that they have. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think I went over everything. Killer's just good on. Like I said, Wraith, Ghostface. Like, you may be able to get push the pig running it, but the fact that you really only can leverage it while she's in crouch, which she doesn't even move. She doesn't move at 115 like she would normally. She moves, I think, at I think she's 110 or 105 while she's crouched. I don't remember the exact number, but it's not that great on her. It used to be good on Spirit, being able to have a survivor in your terror radius while they're healing because they're just being ballsy, and then you just teleport, or you phase over and you slap them down, and they get punished for being really ballsy. It used to be good on Spirit. Now with the Spirit's over the top nerfs, Nurses is just dog shit on her. Maybe I'll go through after this series and talk about their powers, what they could do to make them better. I even have some ideas for killers that I think are really neat and cool, and are probably better than some of the killers that they've put in of their own original thought. But yeah, I think I went over everything. I think at this point I'm just rambling. Overall, yes, I could see this perk being something you'd want to pick up. It'd be good to have for if they ever do actually balance the game to the point where you're not forced to use gen protection. To actually have a chance at winning against stronger survivors. If I missed anything that I meant to talk about, let me know. Again, feel free to comment on this with your ideas, what you think that Nurse's Calling could turn into if they were to buff it or nerf it. Honestly, I don't think it deserves a nerf whatsoever. If anything, it does deserve a buff to become a better perk. My ideas, I don't think, go too far away from its original concept, just being able to see the survivors while they're healing. But this also, my ideas also make it so that it either takes longer or they can't. It allows you to actually slow down the game more, or make it so that they're harder to just cancel your thing. Like, say you went on a minute-long chase and all you got was an injury because of all the pallets and whatnot, and you left them to go after someone else. Nope, they're healed. Well, I'm gonna put another video up later. It's gonna be of the survivor. We're gonna go over the first survivor perk. Again, let me know if you think maybe my ideas are good. If you would like to see them put into the game, or if you have your own ideas of what we could change these perks into. Like, I think changing them without changing the core concept is what I'm trying to do. Again, let me know your ideas, and I'll see y'all later.